Hey guys, it's Christinka. Welcome to the Ladies Lair. Doing everyday work makeup. So let's get this hair out of the way and see what happens. Now, everyday work makeup means basically 20 minutes or less. So let's just make sure I know what time it is, make sure I'm being realistic. And the everyday makeup, I mean like if I'm gonna go to work. So you know, I can't be doing anything too fancy because I gotta get out of the house in a reasonable amount of time. What I'm using right now is this micellar water. And even though I've already washed my face, you will still see some dirt or whatever you got going on still. Make sure it gets nice and clean for your makeup application. I really love this stuff. You don't have to rinse it. It's kind of like a refreshing thing too, especially because since I have oily skin, but I also have dry skin in some places, so it's a nice refreshing thing. So I'm gonna just kind of let this dry for a second, and I'm gonna use some e.l.f. primer, $6 at the grocery store. Never really been much of a primer person, but I'm really glad that I've gotten into them. Basically what I would do before would use some moisturizer and then put on my makeup. And like I mentioned, I have really oily skin, so, but they always said, you know, even if you have oily skin, you don't want it to overproduce, so go ahead and put moisturizer on anyways. I would find myself blotting multiple times a day from all the excess oil on my face, and my makeup would literally just run off my face. So I just skip the moisturizer in the morning altogether, and then the primer just really sets your face. And this is the this is actually the poreless face primer. I don't know that it does much for your pores, but I like the feel of it. And I don't have to blot my face like a million times. It actually lasts all day long, and I've tried it with a couple of different foundations, so it's been working well. I recently heard that people didn't know that you're supposed to wet the Beauty Blender. That's definitely the best way to use it for sure. And I got it too wet, so. The package, little gift set that I got comes with re-wetting. Really, I just prefer the faucet, honestly. Get it real wet and then wring it out and you're good to go. But since I forgot that already, I'll just use this stuff, and I actually never used it before. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna use CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. I wore MAC powder foundation for like 20 years. And then it just stopped working for me, basically. I didn't like the way it looked. I was still really oily again. And so I started trying out different drugstore foundations. And this is the one that ended up winning out of the ones that I tried. I tried the L'Oreal Infallible because so many people told me that they really liked it and that it worked well for them, and they had oily skin. That one, I don't know what it was, but it did not like me. It made my nose look so horrible, which is the most oiliest part of me. I mean, it just looked like I had like craters in my nose, and I certainly don't have a poreless nose, but I mean, it looked bad. It was terrible, and no matter what I did, different primers, different powders, no matter what, it just looked weird. So I also tried the Rimmel Stay Matte foundation. That actually has some really good coverage, but it's really cakey, which normally I don't mind, but because I guess it's so matte and it's supposed to mattify, it was like if I had to blow my nose, like, it looked like my nose came off. Not the makeup from my nose, but like I had peeled skin from my nose. It was not a cute look. So this is the third one I tried. And I tried it last because I was like, oh, CoverGirl, you know, most basic of makeup. You know, how can it be? How good can it be? I love it. It works well for me. It's a lot cheaper than MAC, for sure. Although I'm always going to be a MAC girl at heart, there's still some things that cannot be duplicated that you know, that MAC has that I just love. So I think I'm only going to use maybe like one MAC product today. The rest of the stuff I'm pretty sure is drugstore, but I'll mention it as we go along, or at least that's the plan. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. So people just said I should do a YouTube channel, and my husband thought I should, and I'm like, why not, right? What do I have to lose? Except respect. No, just playing. Can't imagine I'd be doing anything that would make me lose respect. So I'm already telling a difference with that reactivation stuff. Of course, it's great if you're gonna use it in a pinch, but it is taking me so long to do this. It does not usually take me that long. The water and the sponge really just makes the application so much faster and seamless. It just kind of melts in. It doesn't seem like you gotta do so much patting, so yeah. Probably won't use that unless I have to, which is fine. Never too far away from a water source of some kind. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do what the cool people call baking, because again, my nose is so oily. I'm just gonna put a ton of powder on my nose, and they call it baking. Basically, it's just a lot of powder. Oh, and I already messed up, but a lot of powder on your nose for an extended period of time, or anywhere, not just your nose, for an extended period of time, and it'll really give it, just really allow it to soak in and kind of meld with your face. I think this is another reason why my makeup has been holding up so good. I forgot concealer. I might start talking to you guys and forget how I do my makeup. So hopefully this won't fight with the powder I just put down. That wouldn't be good. If any of y'all know where to get like basically porcelain white concealer, let me know, because I'm really pale, obviously. I really cannot find one that's light enough, and I watch plenty of YouTube videos and people will be super pale, and I'll use the one they say and it just looks so wrong. This one, what is this one? L'Oreal True Match. I'm sure it's in the very lightest color they possibly have. But yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of some of those eyebrows a little bit. Or at least kind of neutralize them out. Try not to get too close to that powder I just put down, because then it'll get all weird. Brightening right here. Alright, so you're going to definitely want to put powder on that as well. You're going to want to set that concealer. And they always say all these things about creaseless concealer. Is that really a thing? I mean, do I just have like too much eye skin where that doesn't work for me, or what? Because I can't imagine a product just getting rid of the creases under your eyes, and for the most part it usually makes it look worse, the creases anyways, but at least it takes care of the discoloration, which is really what I use it for. So again, I'm really kind of putting quite a bit on there. I want to get a good bake going. I'm also going to want to bake one more place. I have this fine line in my forehead up here. Fine as in little, not cool, because it's definitely not cool. I'm going to be 35 in a couple of weeks. I can't believe that. I'm not gonna say that I'm old, because obviously you could be older, but you know, I don't know, it's new for me. That sounds old for me. I usually try not to keep track of my age, so I can already tell I'm really kind of taking longer than I normally would during the week. So gotta speed this up a little bit, which is bad considering next part is the part that takes me so long to do, which is my eyebrows. I honestly cannot believe I'm sitting here in front of you people without eyebrows on. I literally never live my life that way. I don't go to the store, I don't get in the car, I do not leave this house in any way, shape, or fashion without some kind of eyebrow on. To see me without eyebrows is disturbing, but you know, what do I have to be ashamed of? it could be worse. So I know there's a lot of cool brow products out there right now, like Anastasia Dip Brow and all those fancy things. What do they call them? Brow Wiz and all sorts of brow gels. I just kind of assumed they were for people that actually had hair to work with versus like, you know, my sporadic 10 hairs and the horribleness of a fading tattooed eyebrow. But I don't know, I've been seeing that you could use them no matter what. So this is just what I'm used to, which is a CoverGirl eyebrow pencil in Midnight Brown. So I just try to get them as close to each other as possible. Not, you know, close to each other, but looking similar. And, you know, they're not going to always be perfect, like real twins, but, you know, you just got to get as close as you can. I'm doing pretty bad at it, actually, right now. Because, you know, if they were perfect, I wouldn't have to draw them on. So they're two completely different sizes. Fix it with powder. One is like way further down than the other. What is going on? I think this bright light shining in my face is affecting my ability. Moving on. Okay, something I like to do, MAC paint pots. If you don't have one, you're missing out. They're pretty great. It's paint pots, eyeshadow primer, MAC. Love all paint pots. I've never met a paint pot I didn't love. They're so great. I put way too much on because I'm in a rush because my eyebrows took a long time. I'm trying to do this in like a time period that I would normally do this, like if I was actually going to work. Oh wow, I put way too much on there. I even use it to clean up my brows a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to somehow transfer some of this to the other eye. Also, if I hadn't been doing such a crappy job, I'd be able to really concentrate on my lame faded eyeliner tattoo from many years ago. I went in to get my eyebrows tattooed for the 3rd time over a course of many years. You know, they always fade. And she talked me into the eyeliner. She's like, oh, well, I'll just, you know, for $75 more, I'll do your eyeliner. At the time, it seemed like a really good deal. And I did it. Hate that I did it because it sucks up a lot of the real estate on your eye. Of course, I was back before when I knew I had what's called hooded eyes. Hooded lids. If you ever watch Stephanie Lang, I love the way she says hooded lids with her accent. She's so cute. But basically, she's the one that kind of brought it to my attention that that's probably my problem a lot of the time. So yeah. So this makeup tutorial is not going so hot, I gotta say. But, you know, we'll just have to see what the end product is. See, I mean, not that the eyebrows were a great choice either, to be honest with you, but it's better than what I had because, you know, already, I mean, that comes down a lot. Wish it didn't, and sometimes I just try to cover it up so you can't see it. Because, you know, eyebrows change all the time. I'm definitely gonna have to work on those more. Anyways, no time. Moving on. Eyeshadow primer. I'm sure, you know, I don't even think I've ever even used another eyeshadow primer, so I can't even really say that it's the best ever. But it's the best I've ever used because that's all I've used. But it's pretty great, in my opinion. So I guess we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Bon Bon Chocolate Palette. It's a pretty great palette. I got it for Mother's Day and I love it. If you haven't seen it or smelt it, it smells like chocolate. It's nice. So I'm just taking a big old fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques. I don't even know if it even has a name on it. Oh, Deluxe Crease Brush. Well, I'm not using it for a crease brush, so whatever. I don't know what brushes go to what. I don't really know much of anything, to be honest with you, because I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not a professional, but you know, I just try to do what I can do from what I know and just, you know, see what happens. Basically, I'm just setting this eyeshadow primer with I don't want to say it's skin tone, but a little darker, just to kind of give me a color all around. I'm not going to be teaching you anything new per se. This is just Stinka style. So all I know how to do is Stinka style. So this is Cashew Chew, in case you were wondering. The eyeshadow color is, and again, I'm just kind of putting that all over, mute that poor pour tattooed eyeliner just to make it go away so I can use that space some more. So just an all over color. One side seems to be just a smidgen darker than the other, which seems to happen to me a lot. Maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Anyways, moving on. Where's the brush that I want to use? So I guess I'll just use this one, which is, oh, you probably couldn't even see earlier. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get better, hopefully, with this base shadow brush. But, you know, for work I just mainly use browns. Because they're the easiest to work with, you know, generally match everything because they're neutrals or natural colors. What I'm using right here is mocha and some molasses chip mixed in. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not doing anything fancy, but people said they wanted to see a makeup video and they say they like my makeup when I go to work. So I'm not really holding my eye. I'm just kind of just putting my finger there just to give it some resistance. Certainly not trying to give myself more wrinkles. So that one looks good enough for what I'm trying to do at the moment. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. That's good for right now. The only thing about mixing colors, you're not gonna get them the same on the second eye. So why do I do that to myself? I don't like that. But if I add a little bit of this in there, then it's amazing. So, you know, for the longest time I only wore MAC shadows because, if you know, they were just the most pigmented, and basically you get a free one with five empty lipsticks. So just for years and decades really, just been using MAC, but I've been having so much fun trying these other palettes. I'll have to show y'all some other palettes that I have, but this one's not new by any means. It's not old, but you know, I'm sure you've probably seen that, done that. And if you do, you know, you can try out this makeup look and show me how much better you can do it than me, because I'm not great. Anyways, that looks close enough. So, now I'm just gonna kind of darken up some areas. I'm gonna go in with Malted. I hope I'm like in frame at least part of this video. Kind of just darken out the outside. Nothing too special. Let me check what time it is. I gotta darken. Just really kind of whatever, you know, circular motions, square motions, whatever gets it done. I mean, I can do, you know, really ornate and detailed eyeshadow, but again, this is just like a everyday work thing. I mean, and this is probably even a lot, honestly, for what other people would wear to work. I don't know. I enjoy doing my makeup enough to, you know, do this on a daily basis. So I don't know how obvious. Why did I block that? Like, me looking at myself in the viewfinder was more important than me showing you what I'm doing. I'm such a dork. Anyways, I guess we'll see what happens. I think I'm just gonna blend this out with that same first. Okay, that's good. That's good enough for now. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and rinse off. We're gonna rinse off this blush. We're gonna go ahead and start, you know, flicking it away. This is Airspun by Coty. You can get it at Walgreens and online and lots of other places. Basically, I'm in love with this stuff. It costs $7 at Walgreens. It is so soft. It's really finely milled powder. And, you know, I think it's just as good as some of your more expensive powders. And it's cheap. Now, I'm going a little ham with it, so I might end up sneezing, getting powder all up in my nostrils and stuff. And if you get some on your fake brows, that's okay. I usually go back in with just a little bit of shadow on top of it at the end, kind of mute it, matte it out. You don't want to be walking around with shiny brows. That's no good. That doesn't happen in nature, right? So good helping of powder, because I am an oily girl. Yeah, see where that foundation, where that concealer got too close to that powder. They were sitting together. So now I'm gonna do some light contouring. I've never really been the person to contour, but I really like it, and now I just feel weird when I'm not wearing it, so I'm not gonna go like do anything too crazy, but I do like the way it looks. It's kind of get all up in there, and I'll show you what colors I'm using here in a second. Kind of get up in that hairline. I don't have a terribly large forehead, which is something I've always liked about myself. I mean, I've got plenty of other issues, but I never considered the forehead to be one of them. I'm just doing the thing on the other side. Try to find that hollow in there. And honestly, I mean, unless you're doing something really dark and dramatic, you don't have to be perfect with it, which is great because I'm not perfect with it. Get up in there like that, fat girl's friend. Create some shadow on that large double chin we have. And since my makeup almost never matches my neck and stuff, I might just want to bring that down a little bit. Bring it down. And see, that didn't take too long, right? That's just the contouring. What I'm using for this, excuse me, is some Prism by MAC bronzer. I thought I was only going to use one MAC product, but two, ends up being two. And then this, I had bought the Anastasia cream palette and then just decided that maybe cream is too advanced for me. Got the NYX powder palette, and let me see if I can tell you what the heck this color is called. I'm using HCPS 06. Fancy name. And mixing that with the Prism, and that gives me a good color because one's too light on its own, the other's too dark, and so this is a nice happy medium that I like. I'm gonna do just like a little bit of highlighting. Where's my highlighting brush? I don't know where really? Where did it go? I don't know where it is. Where is it? I don't have time for that. I seriously don't know where the brush I use every day is located. Guess I'll have to use a different brush. All right, so I'm gonna take this one over here, which I guess is HCPS 4. It's a very, very light highlighter, which is good because again, I'm pretty dang light. I'm just gonna take that up under there just a little bit, just kind of brighten up that area even more. Fix some of that eyeshadow unevenness as well while we're at it. I like using highlighter before blush. It just seems to me like they mold in a little bit better. Just a little bit of highlighter right there, and right there. We could even do some of this other color, kind of come in here a little bit. Kind of clean up. I don't even usually do this step. Why am I doing this? Blush, 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 blush. Kind of like in a blush crisis? No, it's not a crisis. I don't want to be dramatic. I am in between blushes that I like. Basically, I don't know that I pick out good blushes for myself. Like, I'm always attracted to like the real pink ones like this, like so pink. But this one is so pigmented, and honestly, this is really old. I don't even know if you can get this anymore. Can't even really read what it says. It won't kill me though, so I don't care that it's old. But you can use only such a little tiny bit of it because it's so pigmented. And you know, I don't want to look like a clown unless I'm trying to look like a clown. Oh, that's picking up nicely on camera. Doesn't look that dark in real life. What am I looking for? Okay, mascara. I love this mascara. I've tried many mascaras. Well, I take that back. I've only tried one high-end mascara, which was MAC, which is great and all, but I just can't see myself paying that much, like $15, $20 for a tube of mascara. Like, I see, you know, paying that and twice that and 3 times that for, you know, like a palette of eyeshadow, because that stuff lasts forever. You will not even be able to use it all, really. And mascara, you're gonna use it, and I don't know, it just seems like a lot for not that much payoff. So I really like this drugstore brand. I think it's CoverGirl again. So it turns out, you know, I don't know why I didn't want to do that CoverGirl foundation like it was some kind of, you know, bottom of the barrel or anything like that. But, you know, my eyebrows CoverGirl, my eyebrow pencil, and there's something else too. Well, this, yeah. So, you know, I use it more than I thought. And I already realized that there was one part more of my eyeshadow that I wanted to do that I didn't do, which I really should have done before I started putting on mascara, that's for sure, was just to take a little bit of Cafe au Lait into the center here, just to brighten up the eye and just kind of brighten up this area. And I'm doing it all weird because I don't want to get it on my mascara. And I'm not doing any kind of fancy technique here, but you know, whatever. All right. And I just curl this eye. You know, I just recently realized that you can't really use your dominant hand to curl both eyes. You just have to use the corresponding eye with the corresponding hand. It really lets you get into the inner part, which I don't know why I didn't think of that a long time ago. I was just walking around with crooked eyelashes on this side where these would be all curled and these would be all wonky and weird. Didn't even just think of changing hands. So, you know, I know tons of people wear fake eyelashes and I love them. They look beautiful, but I just really feel like if I started doing that, I would never stop. And they're not cheap. They're not, you know, expensive. Don't think I'd be the person to like reuse them and like really get your value out of them. And if you don't love me, if you don't know me, I love a good deal. I love value for your money. If y'all stick around, you'll probably see some shopping trips of, you know, me getting good deals. I basically never pay full price for anything, really. If I can get away with it. For sure. So I love this mascara, and I told you it was CoverGirl, but it's Lash Bash Volume. I love it. You know, it makes them more long. Now, see, that's the thing, because it's volume, which should make them thicker, but I actually think it makes them more long than it does thick. But it does thicken them up a little bit, but I don't know, I still love it. Still my go-to. I think it's like $7, so, you know, at least half the price of you know, name brand fancy smancy one. Alright, well, now these are gonna act all crazy. So if y'all stick around for other stuff in the future, you know, I might be doing some crafts. If you know me, you know I do crazy things with my hair, so do a little bit of that. I'm not exactly really sure. I don't know, I just figured I'd start and see what happens. So I think I did mention earlier I am gonna use some eyeshadow on my brows. This is charcoal brown eyeshadow from MAC. Perfect brow color for me, in my opinion. Kind of, again, just kind of mute those, or mute and matte at the same time. Just clean them up because you probably got a little powder on them. Kind of define them just a little bit more. So we're rounding the bend, people. I hope you know, this video recorded and that you might like it. I'm just gonna put some quick. This is what I put on pretty much every day before I leave the house, just to give me something instead of having a pasty mouth walking out of the house. Little foundation bits on it and stuff. And then once I get to work, I will usually put on a liquid lipstick so it'll last through the day, and I'll match it to whatever I'm wearing, because, you know, cool people do that. Anyways, this is just like a little lip sheen, I think is what it is, a lip sheen from Victoria's Secret. But that's it. That's the look. Should I do something weird like that? Look at it. I can't even really see what it looks like because this light is really bright and it's blinding me. Well, I guess I should take my hair down. That makes everything look better. So let's take down my hair and do some cute shots, and then I guess we'll be done for now. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up with, you know, chatting with you guys. Let me know if you know what you would like for me to do next. So anyways, I appreciate y'all coming by and saying hi, and hope you come back, and the best way to remember to come back is to subscribe. See you guys. Bye.